Good afternoon and welcome to the enclosure. I have talked about using heat to form pipes before. In the past I've been using non-service piping when I was bending PVC sleeves for electrical cable. In fact, it's in behind here. This is an instance where you can actually take heat and form a service pipe. So this is one of the benefits of this form of pipe. It's made by Uponor. It's a PEXA material, and it can be thermoformed. Another trade name is Pro-Pex or Wizbro, is all basically the same stuff, all made by Uponor. So what I'm going to just show is the ability to form this into a specific shape that I'm going to need to connect through my floor joists, and then how to set it. So we'll get started just using everyday heat gun, and we can basically take this so that it's completely clear. That's how you get out kinks, and I've shown that in a previous file or video, but we don't need to take it that far, but it's not a problem if you accidentally do get it that far. I'm just going to get it pliable, where it generally will hold its shape once it's cooled down again. And I'm going to do this in two parts. It's a two-part bend, sort of an S curve. And I've got a mark for the center of both radiuses. Still a bit yet. So you definitely would not want to do this with PEXA. That will weaken the structure of the pipe and possibly cause a burst down the line. You also wouldn't want to do this with PVC that you have in service, i.e. when it's not just being used as a sleeve, when it'll actually have something inside of it under pressure. Yeah, I think that's getting close. What I've got beside me is just a bucket of water and a rag, and that will help me set the curve that I'm after. Alright, so it's just a matter, that's basically it there. And then I'm just going to set it by cooling it down. Now, that may not have gotten quite hot enough, so hopefully I don't have to do this again. Yeah, I don't think that quite got hot enough, so I'm going to fast forward you while I get this hotter, and then we'll try again. Okay, let's give this a try again. Oh, that's much better. Now, obviously you would want to ensure that you don't bend it beyond its allowable bend radius. So I'm kind of making sure that I'm pushing in as well as down. That allows me to ensure it's not kinking. So I'm pushing that way as well as down. So it's more solid, but it's still not formed, still not cool enough. Still hotter than it would get with hot water going through it. That's getting better. So there we go. And also what you want, I should have said this at the beginning, you want to take it a little bit further than you need because it does spring back a little bit. So that's the first curve, and now I need to straighten it out, which we'll do now. And the idea here to create these bends, you could do it with their built-in 90s and stuff like that. They have 90 brackets that they snap into. But when you're insulating the pipe, obviously that bracket becomes a detail that is a bit difficult to get around with the insulation. You have to miter the insulation, all that kind of stuff. So I like this method a little bit better. And the reason I'm doing it and not just kind of bending the pipe in place is because you're not allowed to have any tension on the composite fittings. So even the metal fittings you're not supposed to have tension on. But the composite ones, it's really important that the pipe not be pulling on any of the fitting connections, because obviously it can crack it over time, create a stress. So they want the pipe to be in complete alignment with the fitting connection. So we'll fast forward you through this as well and show you when it's done. Okay, let's see how that makes out. I forgot what I'm trying to do here. There we go. So basically I'm just wanting to align it back to, I'm doing an offset. I'm going to do a little bit more than I need. You can also do this for, ooh, that water's hot, for straightening out a piece of pipe. It comes out of the coil pretty wound up, and you can use this method if you need a straight length for some reason. You can use this method. Well, that gets you the idea. This is going to, I think, work just fine. I kind of want this to go off on an angle because that's the direction that the circuit's going. And I might have to adjust it a little bit, but you get the idea. So, thanks for visiting, and we'll talk to you again soon. So I thought I would do a little bit of an addendum to that video and just give you some context of why I did that. So my T is here, and I wanted to come basically off that T straight, but then I have to zoom over a couple of, well, a good 1.5 feet to tie in to something that's going to come over here. So that is the purpose of the little bend. So now I'm going, because I have the other end open, therefore I can slip the insulation from the other side. And I have generally found it easier to put the pipe in place first and then get the insulation on it, otherwise you tear the insulation to bits. But now I can put this fitting on, And this intersection of piping is complete. Hold it there for a couple secs, and that's it. So later on, once it's insulated, I'll put a strap here. I should talk about strapping a little bit while I have you on. So I had done strapping using, I can't see any here. I'll take you to it. Bear with me a sec here while I move you around. So I don't have the gimbal on right now, so you're going to be a little bit jiggly. So bear with me. Actually, I'll pause you and then I'll move you. So there you're going to see my old method, which was just to loosely wrap with a cloth-based strap. What I found is over time that still does compress the insulation, even though this pipe really doesn't have much load on it. So I'm adopting to something along the lines of that. I have an old plastic gutter that I'm making a little sleeve for, and then wrapping that with any type of hanger material. And that spreads out the surface pressure of the hanger, and that will ensure that the insulation isn't compressed, which deteriorates its effectiveness. So again, sorry for the jigglies. I'm holding this up in the air and I don't have the gimbal on. So we'll talk to you soon.